This is Channel 2 News, coverage you can count on.
This morning we have an update for you on the connection between the Super Bowl and domestic violence calls. Plus, we have a follow-up to a local fire captain accused of sexually exploiting children. And we'll tell you about 2 potential measles cases right here in northern Nevada. These stories top your news right now at 5 o'clock. It is Tuesday, February 3rd, 2015. Good morning. I'm Andy Gabar.
And I'm John Potter. It looks like a good day so far. It was kind of fun getting a little bit of rain yesterday. It's not going to do a thing to our drought, unfortunately, but still, we have high hopes for more, right, Jeff?
Yeah, there's more on the way, it looks like, as we get closer to the weekend. John and Andy, good morning. Look out for some fog this morning with that rain yesterday. The ground is wet, so some foggy conditions. 35 at 8 o'clock, 62 for the high today. More on your weather coming right up. Good morning.
All right, thank you, Jeff. All right, well, the Washoe County Health District, the school district, and one local family are now preparing to handle 2 possible measles cases here
In our town, one of the cases involves a student who attended Spanish Springs Elementary School during the infectious period, and we spoke to that student's mother, who did not want to go on camera. She tells us the second possible case is that student's father. She also says the family has been quarantined in their home and will not be allowed to leave until they're cleared. Those are pictures from this local family. The doctors are awaiting lab test results to confirm it's measles, but the health department says in both cases the symptoms are consistent with the virus. Doctors say you start to see symptoms a week or 2 after the first exposure. It starts with a dry cough, runny nose, red or runny eyes, and a high fever. 3 to 5 days after that, you'll see a rash start to develop on the head and spread down the body. The health district is asking anyone who thinks they may have measles to call your doctor, urgent care, or emergency room before you get there to minimize risk to others.
And Washoe County officials are working to ensure that if this is the measles, it is contained. The health district is requiring the school district to make a list of any students at Spanish Springs Elementary School who are not vaccinated or who may have had their immune system weakened. Those students will be monitored by the health department as well. And a letter will also be sent to families of the entire school asking everyone to keep an eye out for the symptoms. As for the second case, the health district says it may have affected one workplace, but they did not release where. Those who may have been exposed there will be notified. And for more information on measles and its symptoms, we have set up a link to the CDC on our website at KTVN.com. Click on the blue News Links tab.
It's interesting because when I was a kid, you had to be vaccinated. You had to show the school the proof that you were vaccinated before you could be a student.
It's still true, but parents can make exceptions for religious reasons. There's a few reasons why parents can make exceptions, and some have.
Is that it, huh?
Yeah.
Let's check the forecast. Well, good morning, Jeff.
Hi there.
You feeling rainy today?
Yeah, it was nice to get that rain yesterday, John and Andy. Beautiful out there. We had about 3/100 of an inch officially at the airport, a little more up northwest Reno, also up in Sparks. But a beautiful sunrise from yesterday. Tom Hackett taking the shot. Good morning, Virginia City. You're going to see a nice day today. You'll see temperatures in the low 50s for highs. So out there right now, we do have some showers north of us. And again, I think they'll stay north of us today for sure, as the system does stay up toward Oregon and Idaho. So we'll stay dry today, just partly cloudy skies. Do have some foggy conditions out there this morning. Lovelock, Susanville, and Truckee all reporting about half-a-mile visibility at this hour. So look out for some fog in the valleys as you head out for your morning commute. 35 degrees in Reno. We're at 37 in Lovelock, 35 in Fallon. Hawthorne and Carson City, you're both at 36 degrees. Again, as far as precipitation goes, yesterday we picked up 3/100 of an inch. Yeah, so it felt like a lot more in some areas, but year to date about 1/10 of an inch. So at least we're getting something there. And we do have some more on the way as we get closer to the weekend. So we'll be talking about that in just a few more minutes. Otherwise, look for a foggy morning in some areas. Temperatures will be in the 30s, 55 at noon, 62 degrees for the high today. We'll check out that 7-day forecast, and now it looks a little stormy as we head into the weekend. We'll talk about that in just a few more minutes. John and Andy, have a good Tuesday. Back to you.
All right, my man, 5:05 is our time. This morning we have new information about the arrest of that South Lake Tahoe fire captain accused of sexually exploiting children, according to an FBI affidavit. This guy, Mark Wygant, obtained and stored more than 5,000 images and more than 50 videos depicting child pornography on a flash drive in a locker of the South Lake Tahoe fire station. The FBI says Wygant admitted to videotaping a girl about 12 years old who he knew in her home after hiding cameras in her bathroom so he could record her showering.
This Super Bowl weekend, Reno saw a 5-year high in domestic violence calls. And the Reno Police Department says there were 51 domestic violence calls this year, and that's up 35 from last year and 29 from the year before. Police say there are a lot of reasons why the number of calls go up. An increase in population in town for an event, an increase in drinking, or just more people reporting problems.
If you look at domestic violence mostly occurring in the privacy of one's own home, and then you take somebody and you put them in a situation where there's a large group of people and witnesses, or a large public place, things tend to get reported a lot more quickly.
Now, it's important to note that domestic violence refers to partner abuse as well as fights between roommates or siblings. Now, if they really want to, criminals will find a way to break into your home no matter what. That's sadly true.
But could you be actually helping them by not doing something as simple as locking your car doors? And many people still don't. Landon Miller in Central Reno with more Landon's Feet. Good morning, Landon's Feet.
Hey, good morning, John. Good morning, Andy. Yes, we are breaking into cars this morning, and I'm not using, rocks like this one here. Oh, no, I'm doing something much simpler than that. I'm using an unlocked door and my hand, and because I did this, guess what? I can sneak right into your house.
We have seen cases where criminals will target a neighborhood and try the vehicles in the neighborhood that are unsecured, parked either on the street or in driveways.
That's my wife, Marianne.
It's the perfect crime, they say. By opening a garage, you have access to valuables inside and potentially your house, and sometimes they do it at night when you are asleep. Now, the most recent swarm of this activity, Caldwell said, was late last year, where they saw many cases of what we're talking about. But it's not just at home where you have to worry. It can be out and about of town, too, because thieves can look at your car registration and be able to go right to your address and break in. Now, at Overhead Garage Doors in Reno, they say their models are designed with safety in mind, but if you don't lock your door, not even the safest system could protect you.
You pair it with each device, so you can't just go up and down the street and trying to push the button to see if you can get any doors to open. It's just a unique signal that it pairs with that device.
So don't even think about it, kids. Now, one more interesting point that Zimmerman brings up is that, every now and then they see cases of what we're talking about, but divorces. If you've gotten divorced recently, I'm really sorry about that, but you have to make sure that you take your ex's garage door opener, because they see a lot of times people, ex-lovers, if you will, opening their garage doors, their old garage doors, and taking old property. So that's another important tip too, guys.
Kind of scary. I went on the internet and you can find out how to break into a car. WikiHow, 3 ways to break into a car, it tells you. It shows you right there. So people can read this and definitely use Landon's
No, it is scary. And I even feel like sometimes we're doing a disservice right now. For some reason, I have a feeling like we're teaching somebody out there how to break into cars. Just,
well,
hey guys,
you know what, though? It's
door.
all in here.
It's unlocked.
Anybody can find out. So, yeah, definitely guard yourself. Thank you so much, Landon.
All right.
As we told you about yesterday morning, the legislative session is underway. A new execution chamber is once again up for discussion. The Nevada State Prison's chief has asked for $800,000 to build a new one at the Ely State Prison.
I know that there's very high emotions on both sides of that question, and so I think that's what the whole legislative process is going to be about. That's going to be one of those things that we'll really have to vet well this session.
In Nevada, there are more than 80 prison inmates currently on death row, but there are also no executions scheduled for these prisoners, and no inmates have been put to death since 2006.
And having the legislature in session is always an economic boon for the capital city. Yesterday, business was brisk at Comma Coffee, that's just across the street from the legislature. And while they don't rely on that business, they say it is icing on the cake for the economy.
They impact our restaurants, I would say most of all. They stay in apartments, they stay in our hotels, and even though there's only 63 of them, but their entourage, by entourage, I mean the lobbyists, okay, come in droves.
Please spend your money with us. The legislative session ends on June 1st, and we will have coverage, of course, of all the happenings, so keep it here on Channel 2 for all the latest.
You can tell the lobbyists spend a lot, just the way she said that.
Yeah.
The lobbyists.
Mm-hmm. We're happy to have them spend their money in northern Nevada.
And Adele's, oh my gosh, they take their lawmaker to Adele's, and that's how things work.